Shit. Well, that's an interesting intro choice there. That's very aggressive. No, I kind of like it. Maybe we should keep it going. Yeah, kind of down. Aw, man. Dang. Okay. All right. Well. Sucks. Okay, anyway, yeah, no, it's me. Hey, look, we're good. I'm already in the tower. What's up, everybody? Welcome to your Tuesday stream. Thursday stream. It's Thursday, right? Yeah. Welcome, one and all. We're going to talk about She-Hulk. Full-on spoilers, ton of Easter eggs to go over, a lot of fun stuff to get into with regards to the show. There's other news and information that I want to go over as well, so it should be, by all accounts, pretty chilled stream, pretty cool time, pretty chill, pretty cool and chill. So what's up? Game Over Jesse, what's up? Why you no naked now I sad? Oh man, that's the other account. That's the sock puppet OnlyFans account, man. You're on the wrong one. You know? Jeez the freaking Weiss. Jeez Louise. Okay, so let's begin at the beginning. Let's start the way that we usually and normally start with these sort of things. I assume most of you saw episode 2. Yeah? You watched it? Yeah. What timing? I literally just finished the episode. Perfect. Well, then you're right in a line for participating in what the class is going to be doing here, okay? So let's start here. Give me your score. Out of 10. What's your score? What do you give the show? Episode 2 out of 10. What do you think? Let's see here. 846-595-7811. 888978. Okay. Dang, slow down a little bit. Okay, so I'm seeing like mid to, kind of high. I won't say that there's maybe like 1 or 2 10s, a couple of 9s. I think 8 seems to be most of where we're at, and then there's people as low as like 5, 4 or whatever. Yeah, one at a time. Jeez, you know what I mean? Can you believe they do this to me? All right, so I'm officially having like those weird audio issues. So for a second here, guys, I'm gonna not be able to hear myself in the stream, and it's so stupid. If one of the Nerd Vendors could help me out, I'm getting like a crackling, and it's via the USB connection. I changed the port, and I'm still getting the issue. So I don't know. Maybe the Paradox Customs PC is literally running with so much juice and power, so much unbelievable ability to do incredible things that it's messing up my USB port for the episode or whatever. But okay, so I'll kind of give you my thoughts on the score for the episode and just kind of like where I'm at with the episode, okay? I felt like this was a much stronger entry than episode 1. I think that it's not so much better that it's going to win a lot of people back, people that were upset or just weren't feeling the show in the first episode. And I think there's a wide range of folks that have this opinion, that feel this way about She-Hulk. And look, again, I think that the sort of conversations that I've been having about She-Hulk and also the like sort of feminist elements or whatever have probably been making people's heads spin, because like on the one hand I'll say like, yeah, I think it's really heavy-handed, I didn't really like it, and then the other hand I'll say, yeah, but people that are getting really butthurt about it are like annoying and being childish, right? So I'm somewhat on the middle with regards to the actual show and the discourse by it, right? I just get triggered by a lot of the regularly scheduled bullcrap from, either people that are gonna sort of always support something and then call people toxic when they don't support it, and the people that are always gonna retract, always gonna go for the low-hanging fruit criticisms of the show. With all of that being said, okay, all cockbockery aside, I think the bottom line with She-Hulk is this episode feels like this is like the tone of the show. This is what it is going to be. And I really do wish that episode 1 had been a little bit more like this tone, or they had released both episodes at one time. Okay? As it stands, She-Hulk is like somewhat of a lightning rod for controversy, maybe somewhat deserved, maybe not. But I do ultimately feel like there are a lot of other things going on with other people's enjoyments or lack thereof for She-Hulk. Like, for instance, the MCU shows in general, I think we're still trying to parse out, like, what are these shows? How are we supposed to feel about these shows? This is not a main dish. Is this a dessert? Is this an appetizer? What is this? You know what I mean? And I do think there are a lot of questions about, you know, we're in the middle of, like, you know, a lot of people have brought it up to me and everything that, you know, House of the Dragons is dope, bro. House of the Dragon, and, you know, throw one into the chat if you're loving House of the Dragon. One episode in, House of the Dragon, I think, has been incredible. You know what I mean? And I feel like with shows like that coming in, you know what I mean, and things like Sandman and, you know, all these other things kind of really pushing the limit, I think Marvel has to kind of decide, like, what are we doing here? What are we comfortable with? And is this okay? Because as it stands right now, this show is getting, like, Hawkeye numbers. You know, we talked about this a little bit last night and everything, and it's getting Hawkeye numbers. Is Marvel okay with that? You know what I mean? Are we okay with that? Like, I just feel like there's a lot of us trying to sort out our feelings about how these shows tie in to the plethora of MCU content that we're getting. Because even some of the more fun stuff that we're going to talk about today, and by the way, I'm going to do a whole video on the X-Men now because of the Wolverine tease, and there's a lot to get in. Like, I'm going to literally do a whole video about it, bro. Like, because that's where my mind is at. That's where the hype is at for me, right? But is this going to become a thing where you see an even wider separation between the streamlined Secret Wars content, the big budget movies, and then projects like this that are She-Hulk? Is Marvel comfortable with that? Are we as fans comfortable with that, right? That's kind of the thing. Now, on the more positive side, I think that this, to me, this tone in episode 2 was really what I was looking for, and I'm down for a whole show like this. Let's talk about the length, okay? I want to know what y'all think about the length of the episode, because I think this is kind of what we're in for here. You know, like about that half hour. I don't even think we're going to creep towards 45 minutes. I think this is what you're looking at. You know, 20 minutes. It's like that old school syndicated television. What do you think? Too short? You know, how about this? Let's go to the polls. Let's go to Poll Town. It's so short. I see a lot of people saying it. Let's see. Do you like the episode? Oh, God. And let me know if the music just gets wildly, like, horrible. Because, again, I can't really hear it because I got to take my microphone out to figure this out. So, y'all let me know. Just be like, yo, music right now, trash. You know what I mean? Do you like the episode length of She-Hulk? Boom. Yes or no? Yes or no? So let me know on that too, because, you know, look, everybody's got their opinions. Totally cool. That's what we do here, right? We get in the living room as a family and we talk it out. But I'll just say, for me, I'm comfortable. Like, I'm comfortable with this length because the show is just striking a sort of surface level, fun Marvel tone, you know, sort of toying with some cool ideas and complicated character stuff. But I think that the show would do itself a disservice if it took itself too seriously. If it tried too hard to fill us in on what was going on in the MCU, it can't be that thing. And so it can only do that thing in shades, right? And so for me, I'm like, no, this is it. Especially like if I want to go back and rewatch episodes, if I want to rewatch She-Hulk, I probably don't want to be there for, you know, what, 6, 7, 8 hours, right? Like knock it out in like 2, 3. And that's kind of what I'm good with, right? But, you know, again, your mileage may vary on that. It looks like it's pretty split down the middle just in the early parts of the poll. People saying they like it, people saying they don't like the length, right? But I think that's certainly a... you know, I think that's certainly something to talk about. Again, the Marvel shows are kind of all over the place, right? Like we don't have like a set formula. It's all about what the story dictates, what the creators want, etc., etc. But yeah, so that's kind of the sort of baseline conversations that I think are going to be having out there. To me, again, I felt this was a much stronger episode. It does a lot of tropey things that I thought were great, like she getting fired from her job because of the Thing. That sequence happening at the bar where she gets fired, I actually thought was interesting. The whole bar wanting She-Hulk to be there, really, really interesting. I've seen some people make the commentary that, like, you know, because Jen, like, here's the thing, man. I do kind of agree that they're doing a weird thing with Jennifer Walters where she's kind of a grump the whole time. It's actually hard to love the character of Jennifer Walters because she's kind of just grumpy and complaining the whole time. She-Hulk is fun, and even in the She-Hulk form, I seem to enjoy the character more. Now the question is, like, are they setting something up where, like, Jennifer's going to realize that, you know, I saw, like, Grace talk about this where it's like she is so dissatisfied and she doesn't like herself that she's taking it out on everybody else, and then maybe, like, that'll kind of be a thing. It's also interesting that Blonsky is this example of an integrated person that can live as their own person while also transforming and having that other side. And there's perhaps this angle of, like, Jen seeing herself and her struggle in Blonsky and in that whole situation. But it's like, I don't know if the show's going to go past the surface level. Like, it doesn't necessarily, like, I don't really predict the show to get super heavy deep about Jennifer Walters as a character, and instead I think they're kind of just setting up this one-note flavor of Jennifer Walters. Look, people might not like it, dude, and at the end of the day, like, that's kind of a not likable character. Like, I'm kind of interested, like, what do you guys think of Jennifer Walters? Like, do you like Jennifer Walters? You know what I mean? Like, just kind of, like, let me know. Like, throw it into the chat. Like, do you like her as a character? Are you going to root for her as a character? Or is she kind of, like, not doing it for you? You know what I mean? Some people say annoying. Some people say awful. Nope. Yep. Boring feminist. She's fine. Yes, she's a dick. It's a character arc start. Yeah. So, I just, honestly, like, here's the thing. Like, we can say, and, you know, as I said, like, there's a difference, I think, between bringing, like, legitimate criticism to what the show's doing and just weaning and whining about wokeisms all the time, right? Like, you know, it's just, if that's your usual shtick, it's just like, that's not interesting to hear you whine again. However, dude, they're setting the show up in a way that a lot of people are just not going to like this character. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I could sit here till I'm blue in the face and say, I think you should be more open-minded. But motherfuckers are going to live their life. You know what I mean? And especially in the times that we live, can you really expect people to, like, give a fair shake to She-Hulk? And so, you know, take your own kind of opinions and feelings out of the equation. You got to admit, they're creating a character that is going to be baseline divisive and that's also kind of a bitch to everybody. You know what I mean? And it's like, I just don't know how much of that is going to create mass appeal and a swell of admiration for She-Hulk. You know what I mean? And for Jennifer Walters. So, I mean, it's interesting, right? Like, I think the show it suffers from a lot of the issues that I think a lot of the MCU shows suffer from. And what Marvel may not be as worried about, which is, like, you know, some of these little things, like, on the whole, how is this character approaching the mass audience or whatever, right? I don't know. I feel personally that they should worry about it a little bit more, you know, and some of you will, like, be like, don't cater to anybody. No, but you want the characters to be liked. Like, why would you not want a character to be liked, dude? You know what I mean? And I think the whole idea of, like, especially a sexualized She-Hulk is to sort of help the feminism go down, right? You need a spoonful of sugar for some people, and it doesn't seem like Marvel's offering a lot of sugar, period, for the show. Now, here's the other flip side of that, though, because the sugar that is in the show is pretty damn sweet. I'm liking the sugar, okay? I'm kind of in the whole thing for the sugar. And what is the sugar? It's the wider MCU. It's the first time that we get scope and we get to look at what the actual MCU is doing, and different teases, elements like that are really, really interesting. And so the show, to me, for me personally, my personal enjoyment of the show, I am kind of hanging on for almost everybody other than Jen. Everybody other than Jen and all of the wider scope that is being explored. And a couple of the Easter eggs in this one that were really, really interesting to me. We'll talk about Blonsky and the possible Thunderbolt situation and all of that. That's wild. That tying into Shang-Chi, I thought was brilliant. Very, very cool. And I long for that shit. Like, man, I've had an issue with Marvel and the Disney Plus shows and not being connected. This very vague timeline shit, you know, ambiguity all over the place. Like, that's not what drew me in very deeply into the Marvel Cinematic Universe for the first 3 phases, right? So that kind of connective tissue was juicy, but it's obviously all about the Wolverine tease. An intentional tease, by the way, and I'm sure, even though it's not necessarily confirmed, I'm absolutely certain that this was done intentionally by Feige and something that he was meticulous about. Because in Miss Marvel, when you have Kamala, and they deliver that line about the mutation or whatever, right? This is a closely guarded secret by Feige, and he sort of hovered around that aspect of the show. He said you have to do the 97 X-Men theme, you know, the like you've got to do that, right? So it's like very apparent that was a move by him. It was a domino, and it was something he wanted to be in that show. And then in the very next show, and again, this comes on the heels of having a lot of X-Men stuff in the last couple of movies. There was Professor X in Multiverse of Madness. There was, even though it was cut, Crimson Gen of Sidorak, the god that is, you know, in charge of the Sidorak, in Love and Thunder. That ultimately gets cut, but there's even rumors that there are other characters, other mutants that might actually show up in the flesh in She-Hulk. Okay? Again, I'm going to do a whole video on this because it's wild. I think the sort of TLDR on this, like the main thing to get across is like, this story that's been percolating around about the fact that Marvel can't do anything real X-Men or recast any of the main characters in 2025. Is that true? Is that true? Are we seeing just a piecemeal tease out of these characters in a way that's not going to break contract, and we're going to live with that for 3 years until they can actually pop up? God, I hope not. I really hope that's not true. I really hope there's a way to make this happen. There are rumors that, and we've talked about him here on the stream, Taron Egerton is in talks to be Wolverine in the MCU. Will it happen? I don't know. I think he would be great. And I think Wolverine is such an interesting character to be one of the first mutants, one of the first X-Men that you really focus on in the MCU. So let's talk about the actual Easter egg. Man with metal claws. Man fights with metal claws in bar brawl. I mean, that is undeniably Wolverine. Okay? Like, metal claws, bar brawl, that's Logan. Okay, that is absolutely Logan, a.k.a. James Howlett, a.k.a. the Wolverine, a.k.a. Weapon X, a.k.a. the best at what he does. I don't know if I can keep going on this, but you get the idea, okay? So, with a literal sentence, they establish an incredible amount. AKA Patch. Nice one. So not only are some of the X-Men already around, but Logan already has the metal claws. He already has the adamantium, meaning he's already gone through the Weapon X program. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the base thing, the base level here is that there were a couple of different options for what was going to be happening with the mutants in the MCU. Okay? A couple of different options. The first option was that they haven't actually come to fruition yet, meaning a lot of them haven't mutated for whatever reason. They're not really in the MCU, and we're going to watch them come into prominence and start to rise. You're going to see a lot more X gene mutations. Maybe Charles hasn't even established the school. Okay, that's option number one. Technically, a version of that is still on the table. However, this makes us think that option number two is the way that they're going to go with it. What's option number two? Option number two is that the X-Men have been around, but they have been hidden. It's a Harry Potter situation. Y'all know Harry? The boy who lived? Hello? Is this thing on? I can't... Are you... Hello? Ah! Do you know that guy? Harry. Oh my God. Some of you don't know? Jeez. Okay. So, in the Harry Potter world, the wizards have a whole culture and thing, and they're totally thriving. And yet most of the world, the muggles, don't know that they exist. it seems like that's what's going on with the X-Men. Again, I'm going to do a whole video about this because I just fucking love the X-Men, really. So we're going to do a whole video on that and speculate about what that could mean. Okay. Another thing that they bring up here is, why is the giant statue of a man sticking out of the ocean? That's pretty fun, because a lot of us Marvel fans have been talking about that when it comes to Eternals. Like, dude, what? Like, come on, man. Like, a giant head shows up in the clouds. There's this dude coming out of the ocean. Nobody's mentioning that. Like, nobody's talking about that. That seems like something that's kind of significant. Why am I being mansplained by Harry Potter? Oh, my God. Let me guess. Moss is enjoying She-Hulk. Just tell me right now, Moss. Do you love this show? You know what I mean? Sheesh. Are they hiding on Krakoa? Well, you're going to have to watch the video, but yes, they are. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, regardless, super cool stuff, man. I was like, damn, like, that's kind of what I'm in it for. You know what I mean? Now, also, the director dude who is running her new job, like her new boss. First of all, what a fantastic character. Okay? You need characters like this. You need characters like this. Like, you need butthole, out of touch, elitist characters, dude. Like, everybody hated Hayward, right? But Hayward was so important to the fabric of that show. You know what I mean? Like, Hayward was such a central part of making, you know, the situation, the underdog stuff, all of these characters, Jimmy, etc., just making us want to root for them, right? Hayward's very important. This dude was perfect, bro. This dude was so funny. And I did think it was kind of interesting, the dynamic between him and Jen. And he's just like he knows he has her by the balls, so to speak. She can't get a job anywhere else. And so, yeah, she's going to have to do what she's going to have to do. She represents the superhero division. And he said, like, a lot of powerful people are popping up around the world. That's kind of cool, too. More superpowered people in general is sweet. But, oh, man, Tim Roth, man. Oh, man, Tim Roth. If I go back and revisit this episode, it'll be because of Tim Roth, dude. It'll be because of Tim Roth. Like, dude, Tim Roth. Oh, my God. Like, what a brilliant performance from this dude. Brilliant performance. Obviously, this is a way different version of the character. It's been, how long? What was that? When did that movie come out? 2008, 2009? I mean, damn, it's been a long time. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on a second. But yeah, I thought it was a brilliant performance. And the haiku stuff was hilarious. He's reformed. And then, of course, tying it in to Shang-Chi is incredible. That's going to be the conflict moving forward. He's in trouble, obviously. And I think that my opinion on this and where we're going with this is that Emil will be a part of the Thunderbolts. And yes, that does mean that the Thunderbolts will somewhat become a Suicide Squad, a version of the Suicide Squad in the MCU. But they kind of always were, right? Like, that's kind of the deal. So it's very similar to the Suicide Squad. And I think that's what's going to be happening here, is that after this next bit of trouble that he's in, and maybe even these pen pal people that he's talking to, maybe those are the Thunderbolts. Regardless, we're spoiled, dude. Tim Roth is amazing. Tim Roth is an amazing performer, and to have him continue to play this character in the MCU in the future, hopefully in the actual Thunderbolts movie, which is confirmed to be happening and be filming real soon, man, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Within that story with Abomination was a little Edward Norton joke, man. Little Edward Norton joke, you know? He's a different person, a completely different person. Literally, you know? I didn't catch it at first. Like, y'all were telling me in the chat last night, and I was like, what are they talking about? You know what I mean? Like, what are they talking about here? But no, that was brilliant. I was like, damn, that's really, really good. And then the other part of the show that was really, really wild, and, you know, again, you'll notice, like, I'm kind of gushing about all these things that really aren't Jennifer Walters. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. The other part of it that's really interesting is Hulk flying back to Sakaar. He's already on his way back to Sakaar. I was like, whoa, that's really interesting. I didn't see that shit coming at all. Now, other people are saying, like, Soups was saying on Twitter, like, there'll be more Hulk in the show. Apparently, there's not Hulk in the first 4 episodes, so I don't know where he's getting that. And maybe Hulk pops up at the end of the 4th episode or whatever. But Hulk heading back out to Sakaar. And in the video we talked about yesterday, Yeah, man, Sakaar, Son of Hulk. It's absolutely coming. It's absolutely happening in one way, shape, or form. And I'm excited to see that. That does probably indicate that Hulk will be sidelined from She-Hulk's story for some time. It's even possible, like, it would be interesting if perhaps Jen becomes, like, you know, conflicted and maybe is struggling with something, and then Banner is just not there for her. So I don't know, something like that could happen. And then for me, beyond all of the like Easter egg kind of fun stuff, I thought the show functionally worked pretty well. The family dinner scene was funny. They're all just kind of like berating her, you know what I mean? And I gotta be honest, like I'm not 100% sure what they're trying to say or establish with the character. It seems like Tatiana Maslany, and I really like her performance in the show because she brings this almost childlike naivete that also seems to be backed up by this like playground level I'm strong kind of thing. You know, it feels like she's not really that strong, but she's like forcing it because that's what she feels she has to do. But just some of her expressions and some of the performance feels very innocent and childlike to me. Maybe it's just her face or whatever, but it feels very innocent. So I wonder if any of that is going to be explored, or if the show's really just going to kind of give you a surface level, you know, She-Hulk, this is her, this is what she's dealing with, and we're out. Maybe that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's fine, and maybe it doesn't even matter. You know, in the MCU's past, here's like an example of kind of what I'm talking about. Different directors and different writers will take these characters and do different things with them. Like, I actually like T'Challa more in Civil War than I even did in Black Panther. Legit. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, maybe that's just my personal opinion. You know, you don't have to share that opinion. But what I mean is, like, the way the character was treated within the story of Civil War was compelling, interesting. It had depth, it had a struggle, and he overcame something. You know what I mean? And some of the stuff in Black Panther, I was like, okay, he's like going through the motions, and, you know, him, you know, struggling with being a king and all of that, and struggling with bringing his people out. It's fine, but it also was surface level. It wasn't really as interesting or in depth, I felt, as Civil War. And you'll see that with different, like Joss Whedon's treatment of certain characters versus, you know, the Russo brothers, Taika's treatment of certain characters, James Gunn's treatment of certain characters. So it's possible, because I absolutely believe that She-Hulk will be in the next Avengers movie. It is possible that Destin Daniel Crichton will handle She-Hulk a little bit better, and maybe we'll have some incredible moments with She-Hulk. And also, we're 2 episodes into a 9-episode show, so I think there's a lot of room for growth and exploration within the character. I'd give this episode a 7.5 out of 10, and it's only 0.5 better than I think I gave, like, the last. Honestly, the last one should be a 6.5, so it should be a whole point better. I'd give episode 1 6.5 and episode 2 a 7.5. But it's a 7.5 that I'm very pleased with. Like, I'm very happy as a fan with where this is at and where it's headed. And yeah, I hope it just gets better and better. And we're learning so much, having so much fun. And I do hope that you know, Jennifer Walters' character is more endeared to audiences as we go forward. But maybe maybe she's designed in a way not to necessarily be endeared to me. Maybe to be endeared to other types of viewers. And maybe that's okay. I need at least one fight in an episode. I think that's fair. And there was no fight this episode, right? Okay, so we will talk about, or we'll get into Q&A and everything, and I definitely want to get into Q&A, but there's a couple of other things we got to talk about, actually, guys, okay? A couple of other things. Check this out. Warner Bros. Discovery only has enough money to release 2 movies the rest of the year. Black Adam and Don't Worry, Darling. And by the way, this is coming from Boris Kitt, who is a trade reporter for The Hollywood Reporter. And so let's just take a little time here and let's laugh our asses off at broadcast Warner Bros. Discovery. Y'all can't even afford to release movies? What are you doing? And it's gonna be Black Adam starring The Rock as The Rock? God, man, look, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I don't even see that movie making that much money. And then Don't Worry, Darling, it looks mad interesting. How the fuck is that movie going to make money? What are you doing? Broke-ass Warner Brothers Discovery can't even afford to release movies? Holy shit. Like, I can't even believe it, dude. Like, what? Like, that is wild, man. Like, I don't know. Somebody go give Zaslav a cuddle or something. Like, I didn't know it was this bad. Holy shit. That's absolutely wild. So I just wanted to bring that up because they are the laughingstock of studios. And I'm sure like somebody is like fuming over this and all that stuff, but it is true. Holy shit. And what if both these movies bomb, dude? What if both these movies bam? I personally would think it would be hilarious if they both bomb. Okay, anyways, next thing we'll talk about. This one's more positive, okay? Matt Shackman. Matt Shackety Shack Shackman of Shackman Enterprises is set to be directing the Fantastic Four film. So, let's first just get a first take. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is this a W or is this an L? Is this a W or is this an L? You let me know, chat. Put it in there. Planet Fitness says, no! Why him? Well, we'll talk about that. Okay, so we got some dubs. We got some L. Some dubs. DK. W. I'm okay with it. 0. Man, you guys are like all over the place today. Did you guys get enough sleep? Have you guys had enough coffee? Did you get a little snack? You know, because look, Tuesday I was a grumpy bastard. And some of you guys were like, yo, you should get a Snickers bar. And you're absolutely right. I should have. Okay? And I'll try not to be as grumpy again. But meet me halfway here. What the hell's going on with you guys today? You know, I'm looking out. I feel like the college professor teaching the 7 a.m. class after homecoming. Like, can we wake up? Little water on the face? Holy shit. My God. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. MCU Matt Shackman. Matt Shackman is, by the way, fucking legendary, dude. I think he directed all of Always Sunny season 5. Legendary dude, right? His filmography is stacked. You know what I mean? He's done a lot of different things, worked on a lot of incredible shows, and he did a lot of the episodes of WandaVision. Maybe all the episodes of WandaVision. Somebody in chat help me out. Did Matt Shackman direct every single episode of WandaVision? I believe he did. If not, he did a lot of them. Okay? Yeah, so Shackman did a ton of great stuff in the past, and I think that, especially with WandaVision, you know, Feige's very comfortable with this dude. And here's the other thing that's really wild about this, okay? Because you might say, like, legitimately, why? I think Planet Fitness was like, why him? Okay? Well, I have a theory. Okay, so buckle up your buttholes, because here it comes. Pause. Shackman was said to be working on Star Trek 4. Okay? Star Trek 4. What does that mean? He was literally working on it. You know what I mean? Pulling together ideas, you know, getting production stuff together or whatnot. And if he is now directing the Fantastic Four, then that means Star Trek 4 is delayed yet again. But here's the craziest part about it. Okay? The Fantastic Four movie is said to thematically mirror OG Star Trek. Do you remember that we've talked about this? That there are actually supposed to be plot points and maybe even the general plot of the Fantastic Four movie that will be Star Trek. And also, Kevin Feige is a huge Trekkie. It's one of the things that, you know, I'm like, whatever, you know, Kevin, you know, it's fine. You know, Star Trek's fine. But he is a massive Trekkie. And so we may be seeing here White Suge Knight doing White Suge Knight things and literally saying, oh, hey, Shackman, tell me a little bit about your Star Trek movie. Oh, by the way, fuck that. Come over and do that for Fantastic Four. I mean, come on, man. You gotta admire the absolute gangster level of shit that Feige pulls off. I mean, not everybody sees it, not everybody admires it, but it's like, dude, holy shit, man. My man he's gonna make the Star Trek movie with the Fantastic Four, and it's gonna pop. And then Star Trek's gonna be like, well, what the fuck are we gonna do now? You know what I mean? Like, dude. I think he did it again. And so, Shackman coming over to direct FF, I think is dope, but also the idea of it being Star Trek and everything like that, I just kind of love it, bro. Like, I just kind of love it. So, I'm into it. I think it's cool. I wonder, is there anything else going on? There were further leaks for The Acolyte. I've been thinking about doing a video on that. But other than that, guys, I think that's probably everything major that has happened as far as news. You know what I mean? A little bit of a lighter news. I feel like we're kind of light until September. Once we get into the D23, stuff will start leaking out pretty soon and all of that. So, yeah. Okay, let's get into a little bit of Q and a little bit of A. Okay? So we'll go over the soupy chats, we'll go over the member chats and all of that, and we'll see what's going on in the chat as well, because I definitely want to know. I want to know what you think about it. House the Dragon greater than She-Hulk? Dude, of course. Find me somebody that thinks that She-Hulk's better than House of the Dragon, and I'll find... Just shut up. You know what I'm saying, okay? All right, here we go. Let's get into these chats. First of the day, Stephen J, member for 26 months. Damn, thanks for all that support, brother. Says, does anybody else play the Marvel Studios title card theme music over and over until their ears bleed? Or is it just me? I hope it's just you, bro. And also, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't hear shit nowadays because I listen to freaking rap and freaking Metallica way too loud when I was a kid. I was that kid on the school bus that had the shit so loud that, like, we're on the way to the basketball game and the coach comes back and is like, turn your headphones down. The whole bus can hear you, Lincoln Park. You know what I mean? So just watch out for yourself, man. The Real Connor with a 5 spot says, I like episode 1, 10 out of 10. I don't understand the dislike. I think the show is nailing it and is mature for a sitcom. Well, that's certainly a take, brother. And look, I mean, obviously a lot of the stuff's subjective. And so if you thought it was a 10 out of 10, that's dope, man. I've listed a lot of my reasons as to why I thought it was pretty clanky. And so, yeah, that's kind of my take. Elijah says, Galactus introduced in She-Hulk confirmed. Possibly. Okay, possibly. Again, we talked about this in a video yesterday. Kendall did a video on this. I think it's really interesting. There is a power on the planet Planet Hulk, basically, where Hulk and Kayara have a son. And Kayara's people have this thing they worship called the Old Power, and it's some kind of cosmic power. Okay? And it makes Sakaar very, very powerful, but it also attracts Galactus to the planet. And the way that all goes down in the comics is mad interesting. Like, dude, if Sakaar makes the Silver Surfer his servant, I'm gonna lose my mind. That shit would be amazing. But you never really know what's gonna go on with the MCU version of this. But yeah, if Galactus comes to Sakaar, I'm down. I think that could be awesome. So, Nick D with a $15 holler says, I really liked it. I watched it and your watch party stream earlier this morning. I'm still going into every episode cautiously, just because, in my opinion, Disney Plus shows ain't been hitting for me. I think that's totally fair and appropriate, Nick. I'm on the same page. I will say, though, that, like, I did really like episode 2. Not everybody did. Like, I saw Paul, like, still didn't really like it that much. He's like, it's okay. I was kind of like, okay, thank God. Like, this is much better. And I'm definitely, like, interested to see more. Like, I'm okay living in this world. I'm okay having this experience, and I think it's gonna be fun for the next several weeks. But yeah, man, I mean, am I even close to as excited about episode 2 of House of the Dragons? Like, nah, dude. Like, House of the Dragons is hitting on a totally different level. But that's because, like, that's the flagship of that whole shit, right? Like, they don't have movies. They don't have so many other shows and things like that. So, again, I think we're kind of figuring out how we feel about this, you know? And I think that's an appropriate statement. Andre says, member for 17 months, did the scene with Banner flying to Sakaar confirm Son of Hulk for you? By the way, messages, window, brother, much love. Yes, I did get that figured out, so thank you, Andre. And yeah, I think that it's definitely confirmed that Sakaar is coming. Is he just going to be a little tease at the end of the show? I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was sweet, man. I was like, damn, like they're really going for it, and it was kind of surprising. Nick D says, with another 10 spot here, says, as far as the episode length goes, I'd rather have shorter and good than longer and not good. Pause. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. And yeah, I guess I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, as much as I love the Netflix shows, there are large parts of the Netflix shows that are just like dragging, and they're like hour-long episodes, and you're just like, damn, bro. So yeah, I could go either way, honestly. You know, if it fits, it fits. Pause. Flatbush Zombie with a $10 holler says, congrats on the child. That's fantastic news. Also, that Wolverine Easter egg made my night. It's dope to think Logan is out there in the MCU chopping it up and making moves, messing people up in bars. Absolutely, bro. Again, I'm going to do a whole video on that. I'm doing a whole video about the X-Men. But you know what? I'm really hoping, and we need to do a little prayer circle in the tower. I'm really hoping those stories about not being able to do it till 2025 are not true. Like, you know, a lot of people sort of backed it up, and there's evidence to suggest it's true. Fuck that. I want the X-Men, and I want them now. But we'll see. See what happens. Julian says, beyond grateful to start my 23rd birthday with the best nerdy community out there. Take my money, Nerd Vengeance for life, and ignite the damn green, and much love. Hey, can we get some happy birthday wishes in chat for Julian? Thank you so much, man, and I hope that it's a good birthday for you. Elijah says, please give sweaty hot D coverage. I'm more interested in that than even Star Wars coverage, to be honest. Hot D watch party might expose you to new viewers. Hot D watch party. A hot D watch party. A watch party for Hot D. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of intriguing. Let's go to the polls. Now, you are a casual, so it won't be good. Fuck you, Planet Fitness. I mean, you're kind of right about the casual part, but I mean, look, well, you know, I might do it now just to piss off Planet Fitness. Do you wanna do a hot day watch party? Plus, like, I've been watching all the videos out there. I watch Alt-Shift-X. I'm practically a pro by now. You know? Did nobody else do the reading? I probably know more about Hot D than you do. Pause. Y'all know Aegon II? Yeah. I don't need to read all the books and study at the actual Citadel to understand Aegon II. Shut your goddamn mouth when you're talking to me. Okay. 34 Virgo says, how would you feel if Feige made Riri the female version of Nathaniel Richards Kang as a switch up from the comics? What? Nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. But then again, we got to see what's going on with Riri. I mean, Riri is kind of like this, you know, derivative character. By the way, it was funny that She-Hulk, like, made fun of herself as being a derivative character, which in a lot of ways she is. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, the show's weird sometimes, you know, with the way that it sort of pokes fun at itself, but also Marvel. So, yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see on Riri, man. Because it's possible the MCU version of her is actually dope, and it's just fine on its own. The hood's interesting. The MIT thing is interesting. There is a Tony Stark connection there because of Stark's connection to MIT, etc., etc. Matthew says with a $10 holla, what makes a strong character? I think a well-rounded character has both strengths and weaknesses. Seems nowadays strong means defiant, for females and belligerent for males. I do think that's a trap that a lot of writers can get into. But look, it's more complicated than that. There can be incredible characters that are very one note, that don't have a lot of depth. You know what I mean? That can absolutely work. You know, I would argue that's probably not the best for a main character. And I do feel like the identity of She-Hulk is a strange one. Like they really are just kind of making her sort of snarky, complainy, feminist. That's the character that they're presenting. You know what I mean? Perhaps there's more heart, more things there, maybe it's more complicated. Maybe we'll learn more about that as we go on. But as it stands, like, yeah, this character is being introduced in such a way that I can't necessarily blame people for not loving the interpretation and, you know, for maybe not loving that character. I think that Marvel probably has a ton of characters, so it probably doesn't matter as much that every character connect with every audience member. But I do actually think there's a missed opportunity here, because I think that Jen in the comics is a little bit different than that. I think her relationship with Bruce is a little bit different, and I do think there would have been more depth and perhaps the ability to explore that better, but that's not what they chose to do, at least thus far. So, strong character, kind of, I would say that there are many different ways to establish a strong character. There are also ways to endear a character to an audience. And I think that there are decisions being made with She-Hulk that are not necessarily putting that foot forward. Mick Tem says, super chatting is addictive. I am one bill away from financial ruin. Thanks for the stream. You're very welcome. Brucito, member for 14 months, says, so the Weapon Plus / Super Soldier program has been ongoing the whole time in the MCU background. Yeah, well, remember when we thought Omega Red was going to be in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? That would have been so cool, because it like establishes that there's a Russian version of the Weapon X program. You know, I don't know. There's things to be explored here, you know? So yeah, Logan being around and having the adamantium does mean quite a bit, and I'm damn excited. Let's see here. Elijah says, if mutants have always been there, Feige will retcon a bunch of stuff saying it was mutants in the background. Any thoughts about what will be retconned? That's actually probably true, and I'm not 100% sure. I wonder if there were any mutants. Because here's the other thing that I think would be really interesting, and is this super nerdy fanboy dreaming? Yes, but I also think it would be incredible. I went into Multiverse of Madness thinking that if Charles from 838 read the mind of Steven, it's possible that if the Charles from 616 had put up mental blocks in a lot of different people, including maybe Steven, that Charles would recognize that and understand what was going on with mutants in 616. Something like that being explored would have been interesting. They totally avoid that completely. They don't really do anything like that. But I think that could be kind of wild. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that'll be retcon. Maybe they were there at the Battle of New York, but all the Avengers got their mind wiped. Like, there's all sorts of ways and things that they can, you know, do. So, Mossma says, as an older working lady, I can't speak for all of us, but Jennifer Walters is relatable-ish. Like, I'm not buying the wine tumbler, but sis, same. Oh, okay. Yeah, look, and maybe that's true. I just think, like, here's what it is. She tends to, and this is just my opinion, she tends to complain a lot about power struggle and power dynamics, and yet at every turn that she could actually stick up for herself against a powerful male character, she instantly folds when it benefits herself, right? So, you know, and this trope of the successful businesswoman having to be like a bitch, I think that's a weird, tired trope, and I think that even people on the left could say that's ridiculous, you know? So, again, maybe it ain't that deep, you know what I mean? And I think there are certainly aspects of the character that are relatable, but I just think that overall, not enough thought is being given to how she acts and what she does. It's very surface level, which allows for weird interpretations. Like, here's the thing. If you're going to dip your toe in that pool and try to actually speak to, like, social issues, I feel like you've got to take that shit very seriously, you know, and really think about it. But if you're just going to do, like, flavor of the week feminism, I think it leaves room for a lot of criticisms that are probably fair, you know? So, you know, hey, maybe it's not that deep. That's fine. Second Street Marvel, remember, for 26 months. Holy shit, bro, 26. Shackman greater than Watts. You don't say that. But also, thanks for the love. Cole Wallace says, what do you think of The Sandman? Oh, I love The Sandman, dude. I thought that show was great. The extra episode, though, was baffling to me. Like, why the cats? I don't get it. You got all these cats and the dreaming of the cats at the beginning. I was like, what the hell is this? But the back half of that episode is very cool. So, yeah, Sandman's incredible. And you know what else is really interesting about Sandman? That show's crushing it. I was complaining because I was like, nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about Sandman. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's talking about The Sandman. And yet it is dominating the streaming charts. That's weird. You know, like, maybe social media, like, isn't the perfect indicator for what people are actually flipping on in the house. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people watch Sandman. It's very successful. So, interesting stuff, right? Oh, Dawn, welcome back to the Nerd Ventures. You already Nerd Venture now. Polyhedral Paradise, what's up, man? Says, how's the miss sleeping? Take care of mama. Love you. Yeah, man, we had a better night last night. And so things are good. There's a little bit of struggle here and there, but mostly things are very, very good. And we're just adjusting to being, you know, new parents. Like, it's just a totally new kind of thing. Your considerations, your time management, like, all that stuff changes. So we're adjusting. I think she's doing incredible, you know, not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm doing pretty good too. So yeah, we're kind of killing it. And he's growing a lot. We have another appointment tomorrow. She's getting she has a little appointment today. She's getting some stuff taken care of. So yeah, I think it's all good in Babyland. Thank you, brother. Sozin said with a 10 spot, the Book of Vishanti. No, the Book of Law. I love Wong, bro. Why the fuck did he break out Abomination? He's mad funny for that. Almost as funny as the state of WB. By the way, how the doggo's doing with the baby Venture. Dude, the dogs are great with the baby. It's wild. Like, we were really concerned because especially Leia is like a wolf, man. You know what I mean? Shiba Inu it's a tough breed. And we were really concerned, but they have been incredible with the baby. They just get it. They intuitively get it, and we're very grateful for that. Yeah, Abomination and Wong, we're going to need some explanation here. You know, is Wong literally just... Because they seem to be working together. Like, what is the deal with that? And what, are they just out to make money or something? I don't really know. It's kind of interesting. James, thanks for the 14, man. Says, congratulations on the baby, Josh. Happy for you. I went to go to film school. How was it? Film school was awesome. Film school was great, dude. If you really like making movies and doing that, I don't think there's anything better than just being immersed in that kind of an environment. So, hell yeah, dude. You should absolutely do it. But also, when I went to film school, things were way different. Like, we were editing on, like, Sony Vegas. You know what I mean? And, like, shit was just different, bro. Like, nowadays, like... You might not even have to go to film school. There's tutorials, there's, you know, YouTube videos, etc., but there is something about being immersed and being around a bunch of people that also make film. So, yeah, could still be worth it. 9.8 Slabs only says, were you ever able to hook up with Robert Meyer Burnett? I remember you tweeting at each other about a month ago. No, he ghosted me. Robert Meyer Burnett ghosted me in the DMs. You know, and I'm pretty sure freaking Campia was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it, because he was mean to me about the Tobey Maguire wiener thing. So, look, still respect to Rob. But, yeah, he ghosted me. 34 Virgo says, spot on with the Paul Dano face/voice. I just saw it. Oh, that's fun, man. Yeah, I'm glad you like that. I like the Dano impression, too. Dano impression's good. Okay, let's just get into the chat, man. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What's on your mind? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? I want to do YouTube for a living. Any tips? Making videos that will make money. Got 4.3. I have a golf course job that I don't really enjoy. Lucas Kelly, here's the thing. The wrong way to do this is to ask YouTubers. The right way to do it is to open YouTube and go to the search bar and start typing in your curiosities and questions. There's literally people that make a living on YouTube teaching other people how to make a living on YouTube. So the information is out there. I'd go seek it. Darth Cryptos, member for 8 months, says, Josh, how are you handling the 6 weeks with no naughty time? Love you, Josh. Nerd Ventures for Life, Blinker time. We are all good. A lot of other things to focus on, so it's all good. Yeah. Yeah. Is Wong assembling the Thunderbolts? Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if he would be involved in the Thunderbolts. that could be kind of cool. I don't know, man. I mean, it doesn't strike, like, Wong doesn't strike me as the type of person that would hang out with the Thunderbolts, but then again, he's literally scamming people with Emil. It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. Where do we think we'll see the Alpha Flight in the MCU? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be coming anytime soon. I think that Squadron Supreme is probably coming in Loki Season 2. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Wong mad funny for that? Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Mike is so hyped. I'm glad, brother. I'm glad. There are artists living from teaching other artists how to be an artist. This is true. This is true. I think the Marvel show would pull more people in if it was longer series, like Secret Wars, with a lot of stakes and different characters, taken more seriously than Game of Thrones. Yeah, it's interesting. We've talked a lot about this. I'm interested to see what the next sort of phase and slate of Marvel shows are going to look like, right? Because, up to this point, I think they're sort of still, just kind of new to the process, making a lot of adjustments, and obviously like the Pandy screwed up a lot of stuff or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. Do they go bigger, or is it fine? Like, is it going to get to the point where fans that are super hardcore are going to check out the shows, but maybe most fans, or maybe half the fans don't? Is that something Marvel's okay with? Because Marvel sort of cut their teeth on this concept of everything matters, and now it just doesn't seem like that's true. So does it become more of like a flavor of the week thing? What are you into? Or are they going to then tighten up the shows and make them more, I don't know, more big? I don't know. Ralph Boner equals the one above all? That would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. I've come to the realization I just don't like working for people out on a job. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, working for people sucks. You know what I mean? I'm my own boss, and it's pretty fucking cool. So, yeah. I say go for it, man. There's an Andor scene from Star Wars on their YouTube page. Should check it out. Yeah, we watched it yesterday on the Nerdvenger stream. The clip looks interesting. You know what I mean? My thing with Andor is, like, it legitimately looks like a really good show. Well done on multiple different levels. Performance, acting, cinematography. I just hope it feels like Star Wars. Like, I hope that it still feels like Star Wars, because I'm kind of getting this vibe that it might be so removed from the Star Wars vibe or feeling that even though it's this incredible show, it just might not be embraced by the fandom. Taylor White, thanks for the 20 spot, man. Says, do you think there's room for certain actors in Fox X-Men that contracts will also replace or worth recasting? I love seeing Wolverine and Deadpool too. Been enjoying She-Hulk while making blinkers for you, Fiend. Wait, what? I'm not sure what the end of that means or what you're saying there, but also yes. Yeah, I don't know about those Fox X-Men contracts, man. I hope, like, here's my question on this, right? If that stuff is true and Feige just does it, then what happens? Do the producers sue? Is there a legal battle over royalties? Like, I guess I'm just not 100% sure what it even means. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. I hope it's not true. And if it is true, I hope there's a workaround. You know what I mean? Like, maybe if they go the route of Wolverine, maybe if they don't call him Wolverine and they call him Weapon X, and it's before he meets up with Charles, so he's not an X-Man, can they do it then? You know what I mean? I'm not sure. Yeah. Kang leaves the quantum realm, Mania realm, enters the 616, slaps up everybody, takes America Chavez, and starts a multiversal war all over again. That's probably true. That's probably true. That'd be fun. Let's see here. I think it'll feel like Star Wars just with some espionage vibes. That would be perfect. That would be absolutely perfect for me. If Andor is good, I don't really care. Disney has no idea how to make anything feel like Star Wars anyway. Kind of true. Kind of true. Damn. Have you incorporated yourself yet? Buy a new crew cab truck for under 40K amounts. It's not allowed. Bug nerd. Wait, what? What are you talking about there, bro? Mandalorian absolutely feels like Star Wars, for sure. Mm-hmm. We need Kevin to use the legalese to make it work. Yes, we definitely do. We definitely do. Tax stuff? What the fuck you asking me a tax stuff question for? You know what I mean? What the hell? Like a rebate? Are you talking about for an electric vehicle? I thought that stuff wasn't figured out yet. I do not understand how you could stay up until 3 a.m. for a 21-minute show. Well, I didn't actually stay up. I went to bed, and then I woke up for it. And as some of you guys pointed out on last night's stream, I don't really work a lot. You know what I mean? So my life's kind of chill. So I can get up and watch that and sort of create this experience with the community for other people that have the ability and flexibility to get up and watch it. And it's not that bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm definitely on daddy's schedule as well. Like, I think like we were feeding him right before the show anyways. So like I kind of sleep in shifts anyways right now. If you own a business and think buying a vehicle under 40K is beneficial to rebate stuff. Yeah. All right. I've just learned that cutting teeth is not referring to filing teeth on sharp points, but teeth emerging from your gums. Now the phrase doesn't make any sense. God damn it. Don't put my brain into a pretzel, bro. I stay up till 1 a.m. just to watch this and type words. My man. Well done. Never made a single watch party because of work. I understand that. If I had to get up for a job, it would be hell nah. You know what I mean? It'll be hell nah. Yeah, everybody was like getting on my case last night because I don't work a lot. Every stream, I've got to go. I've got so much work to get done. Yeah, I do. But that work is mostly video games. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. I really love the She-Hulk show so far. That's great, man. That's great. Did you hear about the funeral screening? I did hear about the funeral screening for Batgirl. Yeah. Yeah, see? Everybody loves that. Call me. Yeah, no, I am. Yes. You want to know a couple other things? Let's admit a couple other things. Yes, I'm getting fat. Again. Okay? I was hitting the gym a little bit, and then the baby showed up, and now my schedule's gone to shit. Okay, so I'm not working out. I'm getting fat. Okay? Jabba Josh is real. Okay? Yeah. Let's see here. Joe says, thoughts on Glenn Howerton playing Reed Richards. Where is that rumor coming from? Because that feels detached from the other rumor. The Matt Shackman rumor came from the direct. Feels like it's coming from a good source. I know there's other people that were corroborating it, but where's this Glenn Howerton rumor coming from? Anybody got an article? What do I think about Matt Shackman directing? I mean, we talked about this earlier, but I actually am a fan. I think it would be great. Bodyweight exercises at home. Yeah, that's fair. Dude, yeah, Jabba Josh is real, bro. You know, I might just go for it. I might just get as fat as I can. I'm like Patty the Batty, except I don't need to go cut weight. You know what I mean? Feeling scared the Secret Invasion is going to be a huge letdown compared to what we got in the comics. I kind of have that feeling too. But I'm hoping it's not true. By the way, if you are a Diamond Tier member, come on by tomorrow at 5. Come on by tomorrow at 5 p.m. We're going to go into the Diamond Lounge. We're going to have a little drink. We're going to have a little grape, have a little wine, and we're going to chill out, baby cakes, okay? Stealthportal.com, Disney. It's a rumor from early 2022. Okay, right on. I think he'd be decent at it. I don't know. It's like, I don't know about that. Yeah. Can you see U.S. agent making an appearance during the show? Yeah, possibly, yeah. Oh, look at that. I'll still be at work. Well, damn, why don't you take a day off every once in a while, Moss? You know? I'm still perplexed with Warner Bros. Not releasing questionable IPs on HBO Max. Yeah, it's all taxes, dude. Like, Trev, why don't you go talk to Warner Brothers, dude? Jeez. I think that's what it is. They're tax loss harvesting, and they're also killing stuff that they have to pay royalties on. Bro, it's wild out there for Warner Brothers. And he's doing all this, and he can't afford to release more than 2 movies. Jeez. Did you see what Paul tweeted about Hugh Jackman about 2 hours ago? I did not. What did he tweet about him? What did he tweet about him? What did he say? What did he say? Check Hughes Insta? Get out of here. I feel like I have a job to make money when I want a job I really enjoy and make money at the same time. Yeah, everybody wants that, bro. You know what I mean? Everybody wants that. It's difficult. It's a tough thing to accomplish. You know what I mean? And for me personally, like, I grinded for years, bro. I worked at a restaurant. I was in the restaurant industry for 12 years. And for at least 4 of those years, I worked full time and was grinding my ass off to try to make it on YouTube. So, you know, yeah, I'm lazy as fuck now. But, you know. And I don't even think I'm that lazy. You know, I do a lot of work. I just probably don't actually put in literally the same amount of minutes or hours of work that I did before. You know what I mean? Why can't Disney just pay them off? Well, because I think it might be one of those situations where it's not just about money. It's not just about money. Like, it might be one of those things where they want to get their grubby hands on some of the Marvel stuff. They want to have their name attached to some of this, you know? So, I don't know. Might not just be about money. Josh, I got a server job ready for you if you come to Chicago. Nice. Hey, man, if this whole thing collapses and I need a good server job, I will hit you up. I would have no problem going back to serving, man. You know, there was definitely a lot of downfalls to it, but especially towards the end of my tenure, I was making really good money for being a server, and didn't, you know, I generally had a good time, so it's all good. The mental energy you put into content is real, and don't diminish it. No, I know, I'm being a little facetious. I think that the mental energy to make good content, to keep your like eye on the ball, and like me, like for instance, like I have several things that I'm doing today. Like I'm taking a meeting with a potential investor and talking about, you know, like there's just like a lot of things that I do and juggle. It's just like I don't sit and do a fucking 6 or 8 hour shift anymore. By the way, most people that do that, they're not even being productive for the whole time. Like the whole work labor thing is just bullshit. You know what I mean? But I'm sort of forced to be ultra productive with the time that I have, you know. So, how would you rank She-Hulk so far? 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. But a 7 out of 10 that I'm enjoying. You know what I mean? Bro, I'm in the office right now and I ain't doing shit. That's what I mean. Like, everybody talks about, like, all this work and, like, all this shit. Dude, I bet people are 13% actually productive at their work. And what's the incentive? What's the incentive to go to a job where they're going to try to take advantage of you as much as possible, pay you as little as possible, and get the most work out of you as possible? What's the incentive for you to go in there and bust your ass and be productive for 6 to 8 hours a day? Spoiler alert, there is no fucking incentive to do that. So you go in, do what you got to do just enough to not get fired. That's honestly the best way to protect yourself. You know? Nice, Mike. Nothing wrong with that, dude. I'm on the clock and I just got back from an hour-long walk. Nice. Yeah. Promotions. Sure. In certain instances, I think that that's probably very good. And if you've got a good track, right? Then, yeah, absolutely. Do it. Do it. I know the steak doesn't exist. I know when to put my mouth and brain is telling me it's just juicy and delicious. Yes. Depends on the job. I got promoted after 6 months at my new job, and they're already considering me for another. That's great. Seems like you got a good track. I definitely think there can be a balance. There can absolutely be a balance. 100%. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. I'm gonna get on out of here. Any last minute questions? Any last minute things? Anybody want to, you know, yell at me or something? Nice music. Oh, that's good. I can't hear it. The show sucks. Right on line. Baby Liam is your boss now. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Rebel Sky with a $10 holla says, Josh, thank you for your channel, your people. God bless your family and you, the man. Love this place and those lit intros. I want to support your comic. Thanks so much, Rebel Sky. I appreciate that. Comic should be coming soon. Artist is hard at work on that, and we've been pulling some pieces together for that. So I think it's gonna be dope. I'm excited for that one. I actually think I'm a way better writer than I am even a content creator. Most of you are like, well, that's good, because I'm not really feeling it. But no, in all seriousness, I think you guys will be impressed. You know what I mean? So, don't mind me while I binge Maverick for the rest of the day. Right on, brother. Enjoy that shit. Enjoy that shit. Oh, yeah, a couple of different things I do want to say, of course, that, this stream and all the streams are brought to you by Paradox Customs PC. Incredible equipment. This freaking rig is amazing. Been having a lot of fun playing games, doing crazy quantum computing, all these different high-powered nerd-venging things. If you are looking to upgrade your PC setup, go check out ParadoxCustoms.com. Use code NERDVENGERS at checkout. Get a little money off the top and let them know that we sent you there. And many of you already doing that. Really appreciate the support on that. We will be doing a Prime stream tomorrow, and we're going to do a motherflippin' diamond stream. And next Wednesday, if you are a Nerdvenger and you are interested in having one of the characters in my upcoming comic book be designed or partially created by you, bring your nerd coin and come on by next Wednesday. Should be a good time. Not right? Not right? Not right? Yo, Lions Mania, we heard you the first time, brother. We heard you the first time. I'm going to put you in timeout like the little baby back bitch that you are. And, just go think about what you've done. Just go think about what you've done. Okay. Everybody, much love to you. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh, man. Oh, man. Good times. Good times. Much love to you all, man. Glad we're all kicking it, having fun, and not freaking out, troll's gonna troll. Butthole's gonna butthole. The best thing we can do is have me not lose my mind and freak the fuck out and ruin the mood and go real crazy on them and try to find their IP addresses and then get to their house and choke slam them through the wall and punch them in the face and axe kick them in the nipples. Okay? So we can't have that. And so instead, we be chill. We be chill. Watch out for yourselves out there. Open up your third eye. Watch out for that brown eye. And I'll see you.